Yo, what's up? It's your man Deon Cole, and I'm rocking with the BobbyPin.com.
TheBobbyPin.com. What's up, world? Bobby Pin here, hanging out with comedian, actor, writer Deon Cole. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm good. Why are you looking at me like that?
Just looking. I'm like, hey, what's happening?
Where you just killed the Funny Bone. It's your first night out of a 3-night run, right?
Yeah.
And you went over, and the crowd loved every second of it. Tell me how that felt.
No, it's just you have them shows where you just feeling it, and you just didn't mean to do an hour and a half, but it happens.
I mean, that's pretty epic to be able to do. Some comedians get up here, they run out of 10 minutes of material and don't know what to do with themselves. You were able to keep going. Like, how did you get to that point?
I mean, it's just connection, and writing. You got to write, and you got to have material for whatever, and as long as I've been doing it, as long as I've been in the game, I know that I'm ready for any situation at any given time. So I felt comfortable in here. It was the very first show, and every time I perform, the very first show is a show that I do a lot of new material and try it out to see if it works, and then I can work it in throughout the weekend.
So what'd you think? The St. Louis show you love gave you good energy?
It was great. That's why I did an hour and a half, because I felt like it was love.
Definitely. So I came across a story of one of your career failures, I would say. And I feel like it's a great segue to what we were just talking about. So you were on tour, I believe your first tour. Can you tell us a little more about that?
Oh, that was the Def Jam tour.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was the Def Jam tour. Where it was a tour, and I wasn't doing well. Did 3 cities, didn't have enough material because I was just on TV, and they sent me home. And I went home, and that was the beginning of me writing. Because I was like, man, I need some new jokes. I need more jokes, and so stayed home, wrote, and unconsciously writing. Didn't even know the amount of material that I had until other people started noticing it, going, man, this dude is going forever, And so it's just always been in me to write like that since.
Which has opened other doors. We got to see you contribute to Conan, the Conan show. Yeah. Can you tell me what that was like and how you even landed that opportunity?
Conan was great. I went on the show as a guest, did stand up, and he liked what I did, and we connected, vibed, and then it went from there. He hired me, and that's what it was.
Nice. So I understand you got to work with Bernie Mac, the late Bernie Mac. How did he help your career?
Just tough love, man, and just making sure that I was focused and doing what I was supposed to do. And Bernie used to always tell comedians that he liked. He would be like, you got to follow me. And he'll bring us on stage, but he would make it hard. And if you went up after him and you held your own, you was a guy that Bernie respected. And so, nothing but love for Bernie.
Is there something in particular you learned from him?
Man, I just learned how to be fearless and not care like he did. He didn't care. He didn't care what you thought, I mean, on one of his iconic specials, Def Jam, he tells you right out the gate. He's scared of you, but, so he's just always was like that, even in Chicago. Like, fearless. So.
Absolutely. Speaking of Chicago, we're here in the Midwest. How does that, in a lot of comedians, really popular comedians are from the Midwest, whether Chicago or St. Louis, like Cedric the Entertainer. What do you think it is about the Midwest that, I guess, kind of makes you guys so funny?
I was just with Sid, too, last night. He has a new show on TBS, the same network that I have my other show on. So shout out to Sid. But I think it's, we're in the middle of the country. We don't act as West Coast, East Coast, down South. We learn from all of that. Yeah, everything. And we also pride ourselves on being original. And we always been like that, so... it's always been like that. Detroit, Chicago, St. Louis. We always pride on being original and having something to say.
Definitely. I'm glad you told me about Cedric. I was going to ask about that. He's a St. Louis native. You got to work with him in Barbershop 3.
Yeah.
What was that like?
It's been big brother, man. I was in Barbershop 1 with him, Barbershop 2 with him. I had cameos in those. Barbershop 3, I ended up having a big role in that. But that's my big brother. You know, learned a lot. Learned how to be spontaneous. Learned how to believe in myself, you know, trust myself. And, yeah, the outcome was what it was for Barbershop. It was great. But, yeah, under his guidance, it was incredible.
Nice. I got to talk to him and Cube during the press run for Barbershop 3, and we were talking about the plot and how fatherhood played a big role in that particular installation. And I believe you're a father, correct?
Yes.
For the young man who is trying to find his way as a father, what would you give him? What advice would you give him?
Know your worth. Know your worth and act your wage.
What's that mean?
That means don't be spending your money more than what you don't have, and, you know, stay in your lane. Anthony Anderson posted that one day, and I saw that, and it was like, act your wage, and I was like, it's very interesting. So, you know, and just believe in God and just trust yourself, and, you know, quit following everything you see on TV and music and all that stuff they doing. They don't own that. They don't have that, and they blowing it. They blowing it. They blowing it on drugs, alcohol, clothes. You got to understand, everything that you have now that's new will get old. Everything, except diamonds. Diamonds are the only thing that you can invest in that's going to be around. But all that other stuff, and the jewelry, don't be wasting your money on that. You know, I'm talking about big diamonds, not those little tennis bracelets and all that. Just,
Everybody got to start somewhere, though.
yo, no. Talk about big money. If you're going to invest your money, invest it in that. That's why you see millionaires walking around with $1 million watches, because they need to spend that money, or the government will be chasing them. So they buy big purchases like that they know that they can get a return on. And so diamonds is one of them. So anyway, I'm just saying, I'm just bringing that up because,
You put me on game. I'm listening.
yo, so everybody, you know, just, you know, act your wage.
Act your wage. I like that. And I appreciate you saying that you saw, I guess, Anthony Anderson post that, and you work with him on Blackish. How do you feel about the success of the show?
It's incredible, man. It's incredible to be a part of a movement. Anything to push the culture, I'm down with it. I'm glad that people received it the way they have and gave us the torch to deliver, you know, important situational topics, as well as make it fun, make you cry, make you feel. And that to be a part of that is, you know, something that I can't really even express. It's a great feeling. There's a lot of shows out there. You got a lot of reality shows and other comedy shows and sitcoms and stuff, but to be a part of this ensemble cast is something. It's special. It's special, and everyone feels it.
Yeah. The chemistry seems so genuine between you.
Yeah, because we are really family.
Nice.
Yeah, we hang out, we talk, we do things together. Family, yeah.
Absolutely. And a spinoff is in the works, they tell me.
Yeah.
What can we expect from the spinoff?
Yara, shout out to Yara, Zoe. Yes, my baby girl, man. She's such an icon at a young age, and such an inspiration. And you know, she has her own show. It's coming out, and her and myself will be in it. It's a show similar to Different World, about her going to college, and everyone that remember Different World, you know how great that was, and this is iconic. So we ain't trying to fit their shoes, but we are trying to put a baby toe in the shoes that they felt, and trying to do something, you know, hopefully to be just as iconic as that. It'll never be, but something that will, you know, transcend, you know, so. Definitely
Looking forward to that. And as you were closing the show tonight, you mentioned that you have a new show coming on BET.
Yes.
Can you tell us more about that?
Face Value. It's a game show I'm hosting with Wanda Sykes. Shout out.
DC in the house.
Yes, y'all. Yes, y'all. Love DC. Hosting the game show on BET. Start filming in June. And excited about it. Excited about doing it. Shout out to Wanda Sykes. Shout out to BET. And yeah, we're going to keep rocking and rolling. You know, we doing that. Do Yara spinoff. And, you know, Black has just got renewed for another 4th year. My other show, Angie Tribeca on TBS. Shout out to Rashida Jones, Quincy Jones' daughter, and Hayes MacArthur and Jerry Burns and Steve Carell and Nancy Carell, who produced the show. Shout out to them. So that's on air right now on TBS every Monday, 9:30. And we just working, man. We working. It's just keeping our head down and staying humble, you know.
Be humble, man, like K-Dot says, right, Kendrick? So I was saying this before we started our interview. I'm hitting Chicago this weekend. Name 3 things I have to see, do, taste, experience.
Got to get some Harold's Chicken. Okay. You have to go to you got to go to Francis Cocktail Lounge and go hang out on 75th and Indiana, South Side. Real stuff. You got to go over there and go over to Sears Tower. Check out the Sears Tower. Well, I think they call it something else now. Though it's not the Sears Tower no more. It's the Roger or something. They changed the name, but it's still the Sears Tower.
I'll update y'all when I go check it out.
Yeah. Go check it out and, you know, just hang out. Stay downtown and kick it, shop, eat. Yeah, you're going to love it.
Will do. So how has hip-hop influenced your comedy or even your writing?
Well, hip-hop back in the day is my whole material is that. Everything. I'm hip-hop. I am hip-hop, you know. I am disco, too. I love disco music, house music. That's what we listen to in Chicago. We get it in.
You know how to step?
Yeah, stepping is a whole nother situation, but I don't know how to step, but I know the moves. I can move a little bit with it, but yeah, hip hop is very, very influential in what I do. Everything. It's about originality, and that's how hip hop used to be back in the day. Everybody was different. Slick Rick, Redman, Common, Ice Cube. Leaders of the New School, Busta Rhymes, like everybody was different and they had flow, and that's what it was all about. You know, it was great like that, and so that's how stand-up should be. Everybody should have their own flow, their own perception on things, you know, and so that's the school that I'm from. You know, nowadays, if you don't sound like this guy, then you really not hitting it. It's like, that don't work.
It's like carbon copies almost.
Yeah, I mean, the more voices we have, the more options we have. If everybody sound the same, then how are we gonna grow? Some of the new school is great. Some of it is cool, but the majority of it is like, I look at World Star sometimes. Shout out to my, rest in peace to my man Q, love World Star. Sometimes I look at the videos on there, man, and I'm like, what are we doing? Like, I don't get it. Why does this gun in my face make me want to like this or make you more real or more like I don't get why having a gun in a video is great. And you sound just like this other dude. And you acting just like this other guy. You're wearing the same thing this other guy's wearing. And it's like, what are we doing? You're cheating the world on how great you are. You be great. Let's see how you are as an individual. I see how you imitating. You imitate well, but it's easier for you to imitate than be yourself. You gotta look at that. Why is me not being me harder than being like someone else? You cheating. You cheating me. I don't know who you are. So anyway, we can go for days about that. But anyway,
I mean, advice from an artist, from a successful artist. That's how I look at that.
I mean,
it's like authenticity is like the key.
Yeah, I mean, even like stand up, like people be telling jokes and they go for the laugh and they say the basic stuff to make people laugh and that's it. And they go, it's the joke. But a real comic give you them, their perspective, the way they feel, the way they, it's very unique. It's a very unique way that they think. It's not about the joke. And the audience needs to know that too. It's not about the joke. You're going for the experience of this person that you're paying to see. And you should be just as unique and different as anyone else. And he is, and they are. You know, Bill Burr is way different than Louis C.K. and Chris Rock is different than Chappelle, and I mean, uniquely different. And we just need originality. Let's get back to that.
Originality, I like that, and I'm glad you let me there. So in your show tonight, you kind of pointed out some things you're noticing with the Trump administration. We're all noticing this chaos that's happening. Chappelle made some comments recently. And I don't want to say he's getting backlash, but like, what do you think about what he had to say?
Dave is remarkable. He
Also from DC.
DC in the house. Dave is remarkable. Dave is a guy who is brilliant. He has his own perception. You can't be mad at his perception, whatever it is. And 9 times out of 10, I agree with him on everything that he says. I do. Because I like the way he thinks, and his think is persuasive. He can, a good comic, a good motivational speaker, it's persuasion that they have, that, you know, that they can give you, make you think differently about something, which brings change. So as long as it's somebody like that thinking, if I agree, if I don't agree with him, I appreciate you for letting me think differently. So yeah, anything they say, I'm down.
Nice. And thinking differently was a theme in your show tonight, and I really did receive that. As funny as it was definitely, you know, like you said, it made you pause for a second and think. So I really appreciate that from your show tonight.
Even with your show, you know, it's original that it is, and keeping it fresh and keeping it original and keeping it different and asking different questions and doing different things to make your show stand out. That's how it is. But the interview is still the interview. It's just how you conduct it, you know. And it ain't what you do, it's what you do last. You don't never have to look at it like, I'm running out of time, or man, I'm tired of doing this. It's all steps to that shit. And you can, whatever you do, it ain't never over with. It's what you do last that count. You know?
I don't even know how on time that was. I appreciate you saying that.
No, it's all love. You just keep growing. You gotta grow. Steve Harvey taught me that. You keep throwing darts. You keep throwing them darts. You never marvel in your success. This success needs to catapult another success. And then when you get that success, then you take that and use that to open another door. You should never be satisfied. Ever. Never satisfied. So
Stay hungry, right?
sitting here like, man, I got my talk show, I'm chilling. I'm on the radio, I'm chilling. Oh, I'm on TV, I'm chilling. No, that's a step. All this is a step.
I dig it, man. Hashtag keep going. It's Bobby Penn here, hanging out with the multi-talented, hilarious, and cool as fuck. I'm going to have to beep that out. Deon Cole right here. TheBobbyPenn.com. Make sure you keep it locked.